Namaste, Namaskar, and Vanakkam to all of you. We are in Chennai, that's why Vanakkam I said. In fact, today, in the time of social distancing, when people are saying not to do the handshake, I think Namaste is the best way. I welcome our viewers to this particular session of the Web Talk. Now, in this lockdown phase, when most of us we were at home, and those who have kids in their house, these pictures are quite familiar to each one of them. A superhero is having the supernatural power, who is dedicated to fight the evil of the universe, protect the public, and battle the supervillains. This is all these pictures are quite familiar to us. Now, in the these are the superheroes, but in the fight against COVID-19, you are the real superhero. And so a big thank you to all the doctors, to all the viewers of the evening. A big thank you to each one of you. Now, I take this opportunity to share with you that when you were all fighting COVID and fighting at the leading from the front, now we at Chennai, at Tablets India, we were also involved in some special activity. Tablets India actually have been distributing 1100 freshly cooked food packets every day to the people who are under the below poverty line and who lost their daily wages since the first lockdown period. And this is in collaboration with our Annadanam Center, which is located at Tondiarpet, Chennai. In fact, you can see some of the pictures, and you also can see some of the paper cuttings which were published in the local daily. So this is our corporate social responsibility. As a part of that, we have been doing this, and it will continue till the time this lockdown continues, and we propose to do it in the days to come also.
Now see, most of the, even in adults also, it has been seen. A lot of adults always have a beginning in the childhood. So it's the same way, as the child is born, as the child grows up, suppose his initial stages under 5 years of age, if his immunity is not built up properly, throughout the life, he will have the complications of that. So if you see some of the slides into that, in India, still these are the common problems with that. A lot of children, they die because of that. And not only the deaths, suffering of the children, like still lung complications like pneumonias, as well as the chronic respiratory diseases like asthmas and all, they are going up. And out of that, again, a lot of people are going into adult chronic respiratory diseases. So like, you must be knowing, like in Corona now, a lot of about diabetes, comorbid conditions, or heart diseases are talked about. But just 2 years back, 2018, there was a big article by the WHO. Incidences in India and chronic respiratory disease was the second chronic disease. So still the death rate in India amongst the world population is very high, under 5. Even 2018, there was a documented studies. India still tops into that, and India and Nigeria alone account for about 1/3 of the good hygiene. Now the hygiene, so everybody knows, like everybody is talking about the hand wash, social distancing, not spitting outside, and other things. So a lot of parents, they always comes to us and talk about that child is not eating well, then falling repeatedly sick, not drinking the enough water. Then nowadays we know, like a lot of children, they like the junk foods. The fruits and vegetable eating is a big problem, and still some of the parents, they will complain, my child is having everything, but still he's not gaining the weight and all. In those rare cases, we have to think about some other endocrine problems or something. You know how the, for a good weight as well as physical as well as the immunity, what type of diet should be there? Like, even last many years, on every Tuesday I go to the rural areas, and I have found a lot of children, the parents, they complain that the child is eating only ice cream and chocolates and kurkure or something. They are easily available in every part of the India. So what has happened is these children, when they eat such type of foods, they eat less with the healthy diet. You can see here how the pulses, cereals, then the vegetables, fruits, then milk, yogurt, cheese with the proper calcium, and these type of meats and fish, eggs, they are with the vitamin B12 and calcium rich foods. They have to be given to the child. Then again, the mixed diet has to be there. So there has to be fruits, vegetables, then proper fats also with whatever required amounts. That is important. So simple to remember our Indian flag, like how three colors are there. So these all the three colors has to be there along with the white, even the radish and all such type of white things and or flower. But along with that, the other like yellow, blue, and purple, these all colors of whatever the foods available, depending on the season, has to be given to the child. That's very important. So remembering, depending on the activity of the child, that of that type of or that quantity of the food has to be given to the children. Again, all the fruits, the berries, uh, then nuts can be given because everything, whatever is available in that season, is meant for our any states or country that is meant for those population. So depending on the fruits also, depending on our weather, tropical country, they are found in our country, and the children should take those. So nowadays there is a fashion of dragon fruits and kiwis and all that. Okay, but our fruits, whatever are there, the citrus fruits, then the all the type of, even the custard apple and all, mangoes, they has to be given to the children. See, remembering this type of meat or vegetarians also, the nuts, the beans are very important. The everyday handful of nuts has to be given to the children, and depending on that, peanuts or butter can be given. See these vegetables, then leafy vegetables specifically. Green leafy vegetables have a lot of multivitamins, B12, as well as B1, B6, and all. Then these radishes or the underground foods, these vegetables also, potato, radish, these carrots and all, they are also very helpful. Along with the diet, the child's physical activity is very important. So the child has to have a proper activity. If the activity is less and only the mobile or TV and all, the child's fitness is affected, his appetite is not developed, and then the problem can be there. See, we have been educated about that. See, our diet has to be with the micro macro elements as well as a proper microbiota. Like previously, you used to take a yogurt, fresh yogurts, and all. And now for the immunity, there are some immunomodulators also available. So this iron, zinc, every 6 months for the children, at least 14 days supplement 20 milligram. Below 6 months, it's a 10 milligram. Then vitamin D, depending on that, suppose therapeutic doses, 60,000 units per week for 10 weeks. And then again, you can put the child or adult on the daily supplements, 1,000 or 2,000, or below 1 year, 400 international units. Vitamin C now, everybody talks about that. All of us are knowing about it. So I will not go into the details of that. As I said, all the vitamin B12, B complex, vitamin E also is very important. Selenium, there were articles now, even in the corona also, the selenium supplementation. Probiotics, even there are now future therapy will be on probiotics. A lot of probiotics. We know about the diarrhea, like Bacillus clausii or Lactobacillus rhamnosus GG and all. But there are specific probiotics for the immunity also. They develop the gut immunity from the GIT disorders as well as the respiratory disorders also. Enzyme therapies and colostrum also. So more TV, more snacking, weight gain is a problem in the urban areas. So there is around 20% of the children in urban areas having obesity. Again, this obesity will have an inflammation into the body and it will reduce the immunity. So overall TV time and screen time, turn the TV off during the meal times, eat at the table rather than in front of the TV. So the whole family sits together. The children also get stimulated for the eating together. Smaller portions in the children's, because it will be easy for them to digest also, to eat it. They will be full within few minutes. So smaller portions and a frequent time. So even along with the diet and exercise, the sleep is also very important. Even I remember 2012 when there was an immunology meeting, National University Hospital, Singapore. we found there was a big discussion on that, and the sleep is very important. So children with the sleep deprivation can have problems with the immunity, lower immunity can be there. Sedentary lifestyle, obesity, then less exercise can decrease the immunity. So the good exercise is very important. So talking about the specific pharmaceutical point of view or the pharmacokinetics, as the immunity wanes around 6 to 9 months after the vaccination, the multiple booster doses we are giving in people or polio or measles, MMR now, you must be knowing now. Recently, MR vaccine was given. In infants with the common respiratory syncytial viruses, influenza viral infections, or even in the adults, the para-influenza infections, and such type of MERS or SARS or Corona, we don't have a vaccine still. So we have to understand the immune system in the adult or as well as children. Why the children are more susceptible to the infections? They have a limited exposure to antigens in utero. So the adaptive immunity is not developed. There are two types of immunity, the adaptive and innate immunity. So they mostly dependent on the innate immune system for their protection against the infections. Infants' blood monocyte produce less interferon, alpha, gamma, and interleukin 12 subunit T70 than do the adults. The predominance of Th17 like pattern combined with the IL-10 production may contribute to diminished T helper type 1 responses. Now, there is a lot of talk on our international or national meetings on the Th1 and Th2 ratio, because that is very important. As the child is born, most of the children, they are born with the Th2 ratio. So as he develops and the Th1 cells, they increase, the child's immunity increase. So these Th1 responses are very important. Again, leads to the greater susceptibility to intracellular infections and diminished vaccine responses during the infancy and beyond. Low numbers of memory effector B cells, effector memory T cells are detected during the early infancy. So that's why limited exposure to the antigen at this stage. Again, recent thymic immigrants are impaired in their acquisition of the Th1 function. As I said, the Th1 function is important. So the thymic immigrants, like like at a child when he is having a big thymus, these immigrants, if they are impaired, then the Th1 cells are reduced. This contributes to the infant's vulnerability to the infection with different type of mycobacterial tuberculosis or intracellular pathogens also. Again, large numbers of transitional B cells with high expression of CD5, CD10, CD24, CD38, like we know, like CD8, CD, these counts are affected in HIV. The same way, these are very important. And early infancy, these harmful type of CD counts are increased. As with the RTEs, the transitional B cells are more functionally limited than our mature new B cells. The predominance of transitional B cells and T cells may have a role in the vulnerability of infection to infection. So the B cells and T cells, we all of us know, they are the main for the humoral and cell-mediated immunity. Now again, this will be in a summarization of the challenges in the children. So important is that whichever diseases the vaccines are not there, because it's very difficult to have vaccines in all diseases. There are a lot of studies done by the WHO in different countries, and then it is decided which are the diseases which are causing a more death rate. Those are the endemic, and they are going to be continued for a long period. Not only those have been introduced, like swine flu had been there. Now the vaccine has been compulsorily introduced every year, so we are vaccinating. Again, the chronic respiratory diseases, the allergy, asthma has been very fastly progressing, which was previously, like when I remember 20 years back, hardly 0.2 to 1% of the children used to have asthma. Now, Pune like city, 20 to 30% of the population children having asthma. Adult asthma has also grown up very high. Then again, increase in the infectious disease. Now we are in the middle. So infections are also reducing with the vaccinations, but such type of some endemic or the pandemics are happening and these infections increase, but there are this severity or potency of spread of the infections have grown up. And as well as the chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, allergy, asthma, chronic respiratory disease, they are growing up very fast. As I mentioned, chronic respiratory disease, which is the second death causing disease in India. So not only the nutrition, the environmental factors, the TH1, TH2 ratios, then these premature births, and because of the adolescents, because they are not getting a proper nutrition, even like you must be knowing, 70 to 80% of the girls have a iron deficiency. Vitamin D deficiency is very common in children as well as adults in India. Protein deficiency is very common in our country. So these factors are also very important considering the immunity. Now, as in the beginning only, I talked about the inflammation. Along with these metabolic disorders or heart diseases and bowel disorders, cancers, the allergy and autoimmune disorders. So amongst that, the allergy being as a topmost disease, which is causing the inflammation into the people, and any diseases, to manage that, the microbiota, the dietary profile has to be with the fresh fruits, foods, dietary fiber has to be there, increase into the saturated fat, sunlight exposure. We have so much sunlight, but children are most of the time into the school. Even adults, as a doctors also, we are most of the time that time, because now the change has been happened from 10 to 2, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That sunlight only will stimulate the vitamin D receptors. So we have to be into that. But practically, people are very less into that time. Then exercise patterns have changed, and again, environmental like pollutants. These are the problems again. Now you must be knowing, like in Corona, how it has affected the traffic and all. So the pollutants have reduced. So you can see the clear sky. So such type of less pollution has to be there into the community. And as I talk again and again, this TH1 and TH2 balance, as the child grows up, his TH1 cells has to increase. But because of these different problems, as well as this allergen exposure in indoors, like dust mites and all, and outdoor like pollens and all, the animal danders, then insect droppings, the pigeon feather dropping, these are stimulating the TH2 cells more. And as the child grows, he will develop with the TH2 cells more, and TH1 suppression, and again the infections. This is one of the cascade, which is very important. As I said, third of the children which are having suffering with some or the other type of allergy, and the inflammation will always continue to the lungs, and some infection happens. The child can have a very severe infection, and something triggers, and he will go into the severe complications. And not only the pneumonias or severe septicemia, but the march is very important, and which is leading to the adult complications. So along with the routine our vaccines like polio, triple and all, one more very important problem worldwide, which has a very good treatment like allergen immunotherapy, which is practiced since last 120 years in India, and even the World Health Organization has suggested other infectious disease vaccines we are giving, but the allergen immunotherapy plays a big role. Rest of the other treatments we always use, like Montellus and symptomatic management, even for steroids we are using antibiotics. But this immunotherapy plays a big role to stop the progress of disease and to reduce the inflammation. So that the TH1 and TH2 balance is improved with this. As I shown this picture, you can see like how this with the allergy immunotherapy, allergy vaccines, the TH2 cells go down, the TH1 cells, healthy antibodies, block antibodies at that receptor level, so that the inflammation quality of life is improved. So why I insisted on this? Because the lack of awareness amongst our own colleagues about the allergen immunotherapy uptake is less, while outside last 120 years it has been practiced, and which has been very useful. So coming to the regular talk on different types of medicines, as I said about the vitamins and probiotics, as well as some enzyme therapies and all, but which is very easily available in India. Even in Maharashtra, it is said kharvas bolte hai उसे, कि जो commonly दिया जाता था. Even I remember in my childhood days in my villages, as the cow used to have a calf for 3 days, her colostrum used to be this kharvas जो बना के in a sweets or something, it was given to us. And we know, like as the baby is delivered for first 3 days, that milk which is rich in a colostrum, how it is useful to the child. I will again just revise the things. Like you must be knowing all these things, but I will just revise it. How the colostrum contains the specific antibodies, immunoglobulins, proline-rich polypeptides, lymphokines, lysozymes, leukocyte fragmentation products, lactalbumins, oligosaccharides and glycoconjugate sugars, antioxidant growth factors. So imagine so many things in a natural colostrum. So bovine colostrum, like cow's colostrum, is very easy now. Like some of the companies which have been pioneers that they are producing that, which can be useful for our patients. So 20 specific antibodies are into the colostrum. So how does antibodies work? They even work on these common severe infections, like you must be knowing Pseudomonas and Salmonella, Staphylococci, E. coli, Klebsiella, Campylobacter jejuni, which is a typical type of pneumonias are very common. The same way, RSV, influenza, parainfluenza, Streptococcus pneumoniae, and this colostrum has got a very wide spectrum of actions against these. Even immunoglobulins, how they act. There are 5 types of immunoglobulins. IgA operates in ears, saliva, and blood. In the guts, any mucosal layers, the IgA is very important. Then IgD and IgA acts as antiviral, as well as if there is a hyper IgE or hypo IgE, that is also not good. Hyper IgE causing a lot of allergies as well as hyper IgE syndromes also. Then IgM is an antibacterial. IgG abundant in lymph and blood and neutralizes toxins. That's why any infections we always measure the IgM within 6 weeks and IgG after the 6 weeks it is persistent. That also indicates sometimes if the patient is suffered with that disease. Again, proline-rich polypeptides as shown to stimulate the thymus to regulate the immune system in the body, and stimulates the weakened immune system, also stabilizes the hyperactive immune system due to autoimmune diseases and allergies in the body. Then again, these factors, so these different type of factors are in the colostrum, which are active against many forms of viruses and raise the serotonin levels, decrease the cortisol levels, and improve the space. So there is an anti-inflammatory and immunomodulator they happen. Again, the oligopolysaccharide side, glycoconjugate sugars, lactoperoxidase thiocyanate, peroxidase, and xanthine oxidase enzymes, which are very useful. So growth factors, they are very useful. So even children in the first 3 days, if they are getting a proper colostrum or the bovine colostrum is given in the specific children, the growth is also improved in the children. And practically last 15 years, I am using the colostrum in my practice, and I have felt very useful in gastrointestinal infections, respiratory infections, as well as to build up the immunity. So the functions of the colostrum are, it strengthens the immune system function, combat the bacterial and viral infections, accelerate the healing of injury or trauma, increases the strength and stamina, support the proper growth and development. Again, now time the respiratory problems we are worried. So it can affect you in the swallowed respiratory pathogens in the pharynx and nasopharynx as well as inhaled allergens. And partial immune exclusion when milk is irritated enters the nasopharynx. Immune modulation occurs in the tonsils that comprise the Waldeus ring. So there are some palatine tonsils as well as Waldeus ring is there. It improves the immunity. It improves the GI immunity also. In the colon, bovine IgG prevents the leakage of lipopolysaccharides, modifies the microbiota composition, produces short chain fatty acids, prevents adhesions of pathogens. Again, if you see the colostrum in immunity, the IgGs of colostrum can bind to a wide range of human intestinal and respiratory bacterial as well as viral pathogens, and can also bind to inhalation and some food allergens and inhibit them. So not only the as an anti-infective, but as an anti-allergic also to reduce the inflammation it acts. Again, it acts on innate and adaptive immunity. So the immunoglobulins can modify the innate as well as adaptive immunity. They bind directly to pathogens or to FCY during innate immune cells, leading to phagocytosis and killing of pathogens. Bovine IgG pathogen immune complexes bind to the FcR receptors, mediated uptake and antigen processing in enhance, resulting in increased T and ultimately B cell responses to the pathogens. So as I said, T and B cell responses to the pathogens are very important. In RSV, bovine IgA may fully neutralize human pathogens. Other mechanisms of pathogen elimination may be complement mediated over formation and killing. So, immunity, these are the schematic diagrams and how it acts at the different bacterial levels. It forms the immune complexes, then in the FC receptors, and in the adaptive immunity, T and B cell responses, and it improves the adaptive immunity. Again, one more important factor in colostrum is the lactoferrin. Is a glycoprotein present in small quantities, found in external secretions also, like saliva, tears, milk, nasal, and bronchial secretions also, and constitute in the neutrophilic granules of the leukocytes. Functions of lactoferrin are antimicrobial, binds to the iron, immunomodulation, promotes the growth and differentiation of T lymphocytes, antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. Like you must be knowing, a lot of companies they come up with the antioxidant multivitamins and some anti-inflammatory medicines. So even this lactoferrin also uses for even iron absorption and promotes the cell growth. It promotes the B and T lymphocyte maturation, promotes the T lymphocyte proliferation needed for the maturation of human dendritic cells, decreases the pro-inflammatory cytokines, so IL-5 and IL-10, enhances the phagocytic activity of macrophages. So these are the pharmacokinetic properties of that. So again, this schematic diagram is showing all these cells, how like it activates the natural killer cells and lymphocytes, macrophages, how it kills the microorganisms. Again, different pathogens, how it is effective, like rotavirus, SARS, MARS, cytomegalovirus, herpes simplex, HSV, and human polyomavirus. So it acts on the RNA and DNA viruses. Again, ability to bind to the cell membrane glycosaminoglycan. So these heparin sulfate proteoglycans, they are blocked by these lactoferrins, and then it prevents the internalization of viruses binding to these HSPGs. So I will show you the diagram of how it acts. Like these viruses, when they come inside and they bind to the HSPG, but these lactoferrins, they bind to the HSPG, prevent the binding to this site, so that it blocks the infection that way. So entry of the virus is affected by the lactoferrin. So there are studies done into that, and these HSPGs which are involved in different type of viruses binding, and then the host cell is affected because of that. But this lactoferrin will bind at that HSPG site only. So during the SARS-CoV infection, a host immune response against the virus is triggered. The innate immune response plays an essential role in the inhibition of viral infection. It has been reported that many genes involved in the innate immune response, those encoding lactoferrin, participate in SARS-CoV clearance. Study demonstrated that lactoferrin exerted its function in the process of SARS-CoV infection by enhancing the natural killer cell activity and stimulating neutrophil aggregation and adhesion. So there are studies done on that. So even the IJP, Indian Journal of Pediatrics, there 2006, the study was shown in specifically the colostrum in the respiratory tract infections, and they found like how 2 years or 2 to 4 years, 4 to 6 years, above 6 years, these total 551 cases, and they found prophylactic treatment for the recurrent URTS, as well as in an acute infection, rather than using the some of the, you must be knowing, like a lot of companies, they come, our is an Ayurvedic product and use it, but the studies has to be there. But the colostrum definitely, my practice I use, and in acute infections also, along with the specific antiviral or antibacterial or antibiotics, it will also have a very good role in infection as well as inflammation. So it has a different type of antiviral and antibacterial immunomodulators and iron regulation and growth promoter on the cells. So at this acute infection, depending on the winter season, we like in the rains, after having rains, children or adults, they develop the problem. These natural defense or immunity, which is very important, and prevention is always better than cure, as well as the safe modulators, if they are given along with the antibiotics or antiviral medicines, definitely the incidence of the infection reduces. Rather, the patient suffering for 8 to 10 days, the duration of the disease also reduces. So definitely we can use these whatever the easily available and low cost treatment, because there are some other immunomodulators also. The cost of the therapy is also very important. So summarizing, as I mentioned, the immunity starts from the healthy baby, and the healthy baby always from the healthy mother. So the adolescents, whatever are in our country, they have to be given proper nutrition. Their immunity has to be analyzed because they will be giving a healthy is a big problem. And again, in the urban areas, or even because of the lifestyle change in the rural areas, eating the chocolates, this kurkure, and such type of things, children's nutrition is affected. Specifically talking about the micro, all the gut microbiota is affected. So because fresh probiotics not given that way, so this has to be given to the children. Even the exercise, the sleep is also very important. And then immunomodulators like enzyme therapies or colostrum, specific probiotics are being formed. And as I said, the chronic diseases, one of the things is the allergy, which has been grown up very high in India. A lot of children are suffering with that. A lot of people are treated symptomatically, but this balance is not mentioned. So this allergen immunotherapy also will be useful into this. Thank you. Thanks a lot for a patient listening. Thanks for Tablet India for giving such a good discussion on that. If anybody wants to ask something, I will be available there.
Thank you for your elaborate presentation. In that, though there were a little disturbances in the sound, in the audio clarity, there was a little issue. But nevertheless, I find, sir, now the question answer session will be there, and I request the guests who have joined over here that you can click on the QA icon to see your screen and you can post your question. Sir, in the meantime, I find some of the questions. Now, I got one question from Dr. Shrikant. He is saying that actually during the complementary feeding, most of the parents are starting wheat-based Cerelac. How detrimental it can be?
Yes, the top feeding, whatever is given, it should be a freshly prepared food. That's very important, because this type of preserved foods are not good for the child. See, whatever the previously you used to have a rice kanji or then moong dal, even worldwide it has been found that the khichdi is the best food in the world, because the methionine lysine combination is much better. So I think the homemade foods are very important. But only problem is that nowadays the parents have become lazy and they want to easily give the and tasty food. And one more problem about these palatable foods is that once the child likes this Cerelac type of taste, they will not go for the homemade foods. So that's also one of the big problems. So always better to give a homemade cooked foods. And even one question I found, somebody mentioned like as the baby is born, something can we give a colostrum or
Yeah, yes, yes.
see, colostrum is it can be given for any, even my uh, patients. I have used in some preterm children also, even the normal newborn children also. But whenever it is indicated, if mother's milk is the best milk, if the mother can have a good lactation, and if the baby can have a milk, even if the mother cannot lactate because of some problems in the nipple size and all, you can give a express milk with the hand expressors or electric expressors and all. But that's the best. But suppose you can't give it because of the lactation real problem, then definitely the colostrum can be supplemented. I have used in my practice, and it can be given, no problem.
Right. And sir, Dr. Jyoti is asking that can colostrum be used in adults also?
Yes, because as an allergist and immunologist, I am practicing in adult also, and I have used it, and I'm getting a very good response. And specifically, whenever there is a weather change or change in the diet. Like some people after eating ice cream or cold drinks, they immediately get the throat pains and all. When we use for a seasonal for a long period for 2 to 3 months, I found it very useful. Like they don't have much infections and less antibiotics, less NSAIDs. So it is very useful.
Right. Answer one more question that you find in the question answer part, that which probiotic, if we used, can be used in the present scenario for immunity, and what could be the dose, sir?
See, basically there are specific probiotics. Okay, so I will not take the name of the companies, but there are specific probiotics which have been very useful, like Lactobacillus rhamnosus GG and all. They are very useful for the gut immunity, and they stimulate even the Bacillus clausii. Also, it is useful. So there are different type of probiotics, and there are specific not only for this respiratory. Even now, it will be for the dermatitis also. The 2 to 3 companies have come up, but this Lactobacillus rhamnosus GG is very useful.
Sir, I find there is one more question, but the name is not readable. That role of starting complementary food at 6 months of age in allergy.
See, it has been found exclusive breastfeeding up to 6 months is very useful to reduce the allergies. After that, for the food allergies, specifically if the parents have a high risk of food allergies, those children, even the supplements can be started in an early age, like at the age of 4 to 5 months. So it has been documented that those children with a high risk history in the family, if they are introduced early stage with the top feeds, with some of the nuts and all in a powder form or slowly introduced, it has been documented those children have a lesser food allergies. So definitely weaning in an early stage helps in the food allergies patients.
Right. I think, sir, one more question that I can find. Somebody had asked that can this product, that Lactram, as it is shown, can be given during the fever or constipation? Sir,
Definitely,
I believe
in any infection, any one fever, it is very safe. As I said, along with any infection, along with the antibiotics and antiviral medicines, if you give, the reduction into the symptoms is faster. The duration of the disease is also lesser. So definitely can be given. And along with the fever, what else he asked?
Yeah, and in constipation.
Definitely, it doesn't have any side effect. Rather than it will help for the digestion purpose and all into the GI tract. So definitely it will be as a supportive treatment for that, along with the constipation reliever medicines.
Correct, sir. And one more question I can find from Dr. Nilesh. Though Dr. Nilesh was a little disturbed with the audio clarity, he is asking that at what age colostrum should be given.
So generally, after 6 months, it is always better, because as the child is getting mother's milk, there is no need to introduce anything. But suppose those children which have a lactation, the mothers which have a lactation problem, and the child doesn't have a, we can introduce in an early stage also.
And sir, I got just one email. One question has come that if any mother who is working and because of that reason might not be able to breastfeed the baby, in those cases, can colostrum or a lactoferrin combination can be given?
Yes, absolutely safe. Doesn't have any side effects. We can give it, no problem. So
there is one nice question, that can the pregnant mother take colostrum or lactoferrin?
Yes. As I said, always any problems, they have an intrauterine, like from the mother only it starts. So even the adolescent girls and all, their nutrition is a big problem now in India, still after so many years. So as these adolescents only are going to be the mothers, so definitely we also know how in our Indian scenario the mothers are suffered because of so many family problems and all. The nutrition is affected. Even a lot of women have anemia and other problems, so their absorption of iron is affected. So it can be given, rather than, I think, if it is given to the pregnant mothers, it will be definitely useful to the children also.
Sir, as you rightly said, if you allow me, that I was going through one Indian study where it was to the iron IDA, in the iron deficiency anemia. The ladies were given this lactoferrin, and it was tried, or it was tested that as a substitute or as a co-prescription with the iron preparation, if it is given, then it doesn't have the side effect. Lactoferrin doesn't have the side effect of iron. Probably that helps. I think I was going through one article.
Very
So
nice.
in the pregnant woman, or maybe where instead of iron also, it was thinking of trying in some of the patients.
Very nice. That's a good thing.
So one question I find that and sir, how long to be given? That is one question it has popped up.
There is no restriction as such. Depending on the patients, as I said, those people which have secondary infections during the winter or rainy season, depending on that season, it can be given 3 to 6 months also. Specifically, some of the patients which have a very severe underlying some chronic respiratory diseases also, we give for a long period also, because they are prone for repeated infections.
Sir, one question is come that is colostrum helpful in the chronic allergic condition like rhinitis or the bronchitis or the recurrent RTI, etc.?
Yes, how it helps, as I mentioned in the previous slides also, it's on the TH1 and TH2 balance, as well as different type of enzymes and all. It is useful, but as one of the WHO, World Health Organization site I had showed, see what has happened in India, there are a lot of products which are being given in allergy, asthma and all. Symptomatically, the patients will have benefit, but the root cause is not managed. Like how in diabetes, we manage the sugar. The same way, the allergen management and the allergen immunotherapy has to be given along with Lactrum or such type of medicines.
Right. And so one question I find again from Dr. The dosage part. I think there are some 2-3 questions I could see in the chat also, the dosage part.
Yes. See, there is no as such per milligram per kg or something, but safely in the children, one tablet can be given in a day, and depending on the severity, like practically what I do, above 6 years old children, if they have a severe infection, even I give 2 capsules also in a day. And adults also, depending on as a prophylactic once a day, and suppose in acute infection, 2 capsules in a day. Exactly.
Sir, here, if you allow me one point, is that I think it may be told that as it comes in a powder, and in every bottle, there is a scoop. There is a scoop, and each scoop contains 2 grams, sir.
Also in children can be given.
Yeah, yes.
In a severe infection, 2 scoops also can be given.
Absolutely. 2 scoops in a day, or maybe 1 scoop in a day for 3 to 4 months, it can be given. I think the literature also suggests that, sir, what we read.
Yes.
I think, sir, these are the questions, and one about the safety. One question I find in my email, that about the safety profile.
The safety profile, it's very good. There are no side effects only. I mean, it is beneficial only. So there are no side effects. Absolutely. I have used I have used thousands of patients now, and I haven't found any side effects that way. And even the portability and tolerability is also very easy, because this powder can be mixed with milk or water or anything, and even with the juice and anything can be given. Even some of the children, if they are fussy with the milk or something, I sprinkled on the rice also with the ghee, and I have found very palatable. The children eat that way.
That's really nice. And sir, one last question I can find, that if any mother who were not able to give the initial phase colostrum because of whatsoever is the reason, those babies usually develop recurrent RTI after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. So in that case, can Lactrum be given? Can colostrum lactoferrin combination be given?
Yes, we should give it. Actually, as I said, it's a less costly also, and the benefits are so many. We can easily give it, and we should give ideally. Yes.
Right, sir. I think initial phase there was a little disturbance of the sound, but I think we picked up, and thank you for your elaborate presentation, sir. I think you have covered all the aspect, and during these challenging times when everybody is talking about the immunity, I am sure your presentation will throw a lot of light in their mind, and they will find some direction that what in immunity, that what can be done, and how this colostrum can be of help. Colostrum and the lactoferrin combination can be of help. Sir, there is one polling. I think for the audience, we would request you that I am launching this poll. Right now, I am launching this poll. Now, in next 60 seconds, right? If they take a look at their poll, there are some questions that has been asked to the audience, right? Your vote or your feedback is most important to us.
Yes, surely, surely.
Right. Okay. Now with that, we will end this poll. And sir, in fact, I would really like to thank you very much for your elaborate presentation. And the audience, we really value your time and hope this web talk will certainly add more value to your clinical practice. And doctors, we at Tablets India are dedicated to serve you more efficiently and look forward to your continued support in the days to come. We have complete trust on the quality, and the medical fraternity believe us for maintaining this quality. We would like to keep on to our reputation. Thank you, listeners, for your valuable time, and thank you, Dr. Vijay Bharat, for your valuable time of sparing with us. Sir, thank you once again. Thank you very much, and thank all the listeners for your active and patient listening to this. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.